Hello, welcome back. Let's do what I want to do. Time to go and attune ourselves to the etherite. And then find the ether current. Okay, now it's just north. Did we walk by it? Or drive by it? Yep, we did. How many ether currents are we missing now? Okay, we got all the ones that we need to find, so all there's left are the quest ones. They use medicines to keep me in a torpor for much of the time. I fear I am still recovering from their effects, but I will be fine, I will. Lise has gone to deliver Fordola into the custody of the Alliance, leaving Monago and her men to hold the residential districts and stand ready. Once the Resistance has breached the main gate and commenced their assault, the Resistance forces will push through the entrance here and join the fray. In that case, I will remain here. My search for Kryl took me into the city proper, and my familiarity with their defenses may prove useful to the Resistance. Understood. I shall instruct Arvild and his units to render support as well. They were tasked with securing the Aetheryte, as I recall, with me, Edgar. You mean the thing I drove to already? Yeah. God's Kryl, it's so good to see you. I feared the worst. Wasn't your fault you saved me. All of you, thank you. We will be departing shortly for Porta Praetoria to rejoin the main house. Armvald, I would have your unit remain here with Thancred, that you might support the resistance troops in the coming battle. Understood, we won't let you down. I trust you will refrain from doing anything I would not. We are both far too young to die. Right, no noble sacrifice, just got it. Edgar Kryl, let us be off then. There. And we got no purples here. I mean blues. Neither purples nor blues. I do like the guy's sword.
Ah, the heroes of the hour. Not content with securing the residential district, you gifted me an Imperial commander. What are you after, a medal?
Talk about the storm guy's sword.
The work is its own reward, General. I must say, however, that Fordola's claims were not a little disturbing. What manner of power could Xenos have acquired that might equal an icon?
Might she speak of our missing Omega?
Very possibly. The Empire's fondness for comparable Allagan technologies is exceedingly well documented. Have we made any progress with our own investigation?
None. The search goes on in earnest, but Sid has thus far found nothing of note. Mayhap the Garleans beat us to it. If they were working desperately to repair the machine, that might explain their decision to remain within their walls.
Ah, Lise. I trust you surrendered Fordola into custody without incident. We were just discussing the pilot's claims.
About Xenos and his newfound powers. She hasn't said a word on the subject since we rescued Kryl, even when the interrogator asked nicely.
Mayhap I can offer some insight into her claims, or at least into the facility and the experiments they conducted during my time there. Though my memories of the period are somewhat muddled, there are a few things I remember with painful clarity.
Thancred told us only that Fordola had undergone some manner of treatment.
Yes. It is a place wholly dedicated to the creation of enhanced beings, whom they refer to as the Resonant. As I understand it, the process aims to imbue a test subject with the qualities of an individual with demonstrated magical aptitude. This entails the mechanical extraction and transfusion of some manner of primordial essence.
So that's how Fordola improved so fast. I knew there had to be something. She wasn't half as strong or quick to predict my attacks when we first met. If it weren't for Oriange's siphon thingy, I really don't think we'd have beaten her.
My humble scheme asked far more in the execution than it required in the conception, I do assure thee.
Oh, you've got to stop doing that.
In calling upon Lady Alisaie after her defeat, I was most intrigued to learn of the apparent effortlessness with which Fordola countered her attacks. 'Twas as if she knew the blade's destination ere its journey began. A most impressive feat under any circumstances, but an almost miraculous one when considered in the context of Fordola's unfamiliarity with my lady's arts. How then could she so perfectly predict an unknown opponent's every move? After much deliberation, I surmised that Fordola may be possessed of a preternatural ability to divine meaning from the fluctuations of an individual's ether and to instinctively react. To employ a metaphor, one might say that she was attuned to the whispers of my Lady Alisaie's soul.
Wait, have you not just described a manifestation of the Echo?
I had no conclusive proof. The available anecdotal evidence suggested only that Fordola was uncommonly sensitive to etheric fluctuations, and 'twas this which led me to develop my stratagem. I would fashion a device with the capacity to generate a massive disruption in the surrounding ether. If, as I suspected, Fordola's senses were indeed questing for the most minor of oscillations, the shock of exposure to a more amplitudinous etheric waveform would be akin to a debilitating bout of ether sickness.
Isn't it Kryl's echo allows her to see ether? And I mean only Kryl's, because I'm pretty sure neither Minfilia nor Edgar can see ether like that.
How ingenious. I note that the success of your plan hinged on your device's wielder remaining ignorant of its purpose, lest Fordola divine your intent.
I guess your shoulder technically can see by using ether too.
Indeed so, Master Alphino. All things considered, 'twas a most fortuitous outcome.
That's putting it mildly. In any event, if Oriange is correct, that would mean these Resonant have been granted the power of the Echo via artificial means. A sobering thought, to say the least, and one which makes me wonder what else Xenos has in store.
Whatever the Viceroy's newfound powers, I know of none better equipped to face him. And face him you must. For there is now but one path forward, and it leads straight to Alamigo.
And it's not as if we came unprepared. We've got all our friends and allies fighting for the same thing. Honestly, right now, I feel like we could take on anyone and win. And I mean anyone.
Gonna fight Edgar?
Well, no one's saying we shouldn't be cautious. Though maybe I was getting a bit carried away. Right, I'd best get back to the residential district. Thancred and the resistance forces are waiting.
It is time we join the main host. Kryl, in light of your recent ordeal, might I suggest that you remain with the rearguard for now?
Oh, if you insist. Just this once.
Okay, let's get going. If I may, General, is there aught Edgar and I can do to assist with the final preparations? I'm glad you asked. Pippin informed me moments ago that all forces are in position, and that we are ready to commence the assault. Now it remains but to notify the Alliance commanders. If you no objective, I would be glad to have you do the honors, Sergeant. You were instrumental in the success of Operation Archon. You helped bring an end to the Dragon Song War. You are a hero to the people and a symbol of hope. Some might judge it an empty gesture, or worse, a waste of your talent, but I know I would mean much to everyone here. Hey, how you doing? That you should be the one to bring me word. By the Fury, it is good to see you, my friend. You would, you who stood with us in our dearest hour, we will ever be an inspiration to my countrymen. And to me, though Ishgard's debt can never be repaid, it is my hopes that one this day shall go some small way to redressing the balance. All is ready, very well. Though many will fall in the coming battle, how many more shall know liberty for their sacrifice? There is a time for peace and a time for war. Even the matron understands this. We who have received of hers and the elemental's blessing go now to stand for Eorzea and her children. It's time then, though this is not my theater of choice. We will play our part. Our cannons care not either way. That battery has sunk enough ships to fill a fleet. 'Tis not like to be bested by a gate. Oh, we're just gonna blow up the front door. We don't need a cave. We've got explosives. And a glitching man. He'll glitch his way through the door. It is done then. Thank you, Sergeant, for humoring an old bull. Maelstrom, Adder, and Ishgardian forces are in position, General. Resistance forces in the Alamigan quarters are ready and await our signal. Not left to do, but the deed itself. Give us gloves. That was the right one. But we gotta do the blues! Sergeant Magic, I presume. I've spoken with members of the Scions, and if I may be so bold as to ask, is it true you learned some Far Eastern technique for moving underwater as freely as a fish? And it was not an exaggeration. Incredible. Would you be willing to put that ability to use for us? If so, I've an agent stationed underneath those towering steps by the lock who would dearly love to speak with you. And then let's see if our gear needs to get repaired. No. You're Edgar, aren't you? The famous soldier and adventurer. It might be that I'm asking about my station. I'm asking above my station, but I could use your help with a bit of a problem. I've been tasked with routing up a couple of nasty wavekin, and I have to admit to the fact that they're too much for me to handle. For a hero like you, however, I suspect there'll be not more than a spot of a light exercise before lunch. Have you seen the monstrous yabbies crawling about south of the White Azel? I have some large hemp sacks you could use to drag them back here. Just be sure to tire them out a bit beforehand. Any fight left in them, and they'll rip right through the sack with those spiky tails of theirs. Oh, we gotta go all the way to the south and then all the way to the north. So we gotta weaken them without killing them. Now I gotta drive all the way to the north. Sergeant Magic. Lieutenant Dorothy said you might be on your way ready. to get your boots wet, are you? I should probably begin from the beginning. One of the soldiers we captured during the battle at Castro Mabania was concealing a map on his person. The map was marked with a curious symbol, but no matter how hard we conjured or threatened, the prisoner will not tell us the symbol's signification. This naturally piqued the curiosity of our commanders, and they immediately ordered a search of the marked area. Now the problem is that the area mostly covers the water. Now we found nothing of interest up above, meaning this secret, whatever it is, must be down below. We were eager indeed to enlist someone with your apparent talent for underwater exploration. I've circled the spot on your map that we'd like you to investigate. If it turns out to be something you can bring back, pray do so. Be careful down there. Eggs, as far as the eye can see. Imperial eggs, already salted. Anything of interest? An Imperial supply crate found sunk into the waters of Loch Seld. This looks like an Imperial material crate. I doubt anyone would bother sinking ordinary supplies, so I say we take a look inside. Now, spread the things filled to the brim with gems and jewelry. From what I can tell, these all seem to be of Kiribati design. In fact, I say this collection is of damn near royal quality. The bottom of a loch is not where I choose to keep such valuables, so it's safe to assume they were acquired in less than honest fashion. Our prisoner likely hoped to hide them down there until his stint in the army was over. Rebuilding a country is an expensive job, eh? Alamigo's royal family is no more, but we should return these to her citizens nevertheless. Thank you for braving those waters, Sergeant Magic. Pray report to Lieutenant Dorothy, and I'll see that this crate is transported safely back to headquarters. I think it'll be better if we just drive there. Are you able to capture those yabbies? An enormous sack stuffed with an ill-tempered yabby. Oh, there are some lively nippers. I best get these in a pan before they tear their way free. It's a good thing they're ill-tempered, though. Why is that, you ask? Well, just between you and me, we're planning on using the yabbies as a secret weapon to disrupt Imperial military camps. I'd love to see the look on the Guardian's officer's face to find one of these species running wild in his command tent. Thank you, Edgar. I was growing tired of sewing up the holes in those gigantic sacks. Welcome back, Sergeant Magic. Was there aught to be found? A fortune in stolen jewelry, was it? That explains the prisoner's unwillingness to share. As my agents explained, we will see to that these valuables are returned to Alamigo's coffers. Thank you, Sergeant Magic. This will go a long way to helping the nation recover from the ravages of war. Oh. I'll cut there. And in the next episode, we'll continue the main story. Till then.